starting with a wonderful zuppa di pesce. So the first thing you have to do, of course, is get fresh squid. And this is what squid looks like, in case some of you have never seen squid, you see. Beautiful. And to clean it, you have to just yank the head right off, pull. And that takes out the innards. And you cut it right here below the eye, because these tentacles are very tender. So you want to save that. And in a soup like this, you would put these in at the end because, of course, they're a lot thinner than the body. Then you have to pull out the little plastic, I call it the little pin, the little spine part, you see? This piece of plastic that comes out of the body. And you can see some of the black ink. That's often used in pasta dishes. So then what you have to do is rinse these really well. You take this over to the sink, you run the water through it, you make sure that you clean it very well. And as you are running the water through it, see that you can take off the skin, the outer part. Okay? It takes, underwater it's a lot easier to do, but it just peels right off to show you this beautiful flesh. So this is going to be part of our soup today. Everybody got that? Mm-hmm. All right, so then when it's all cut up, it looks like this. Here we have them in rings, all cleaned, ready to go. These are gambaretti, they're little shrimp. See how tiny they are. Just peel the shell off. Then what do I do with this? Well, now I have the cleaned shrimp, but the shells I put into some water. And then I add a bay leaf and all the shells and an onion. And I boil that because that's going to give extra flavor to this dish. So never throw the shells away. That's also great if you want to do it for a pasta sauce. You want to put it with tomato sauce, the shells will give an added flavor. So we have our shrimp, the gambaretti, we have our calamari, and now we're ready to make the zuppa. So one large onion. So while that onion is in there, June, why don't you stir that around with a wooden spoon? And I'll talk to you about garlic. So stir that around. Now here we have fresh garlic, aglio in Italian. When you buy it, you want a solid head, nothing separated. You want to make sure those papers are tight around the cloves. That's a good head of garlic. If you see any brown spots, you want to discard that. And then you peel the garlic. And an easy way to do that is to just separate the cloves and smash it with the side of a knife. And then the garlic just comes right out, just like that. But I know Italians who leave the papers on and just put it in whatever they're cooking like that. And then you just mince that up, and that's going to go in with the onions. Garlic goes in, and you want to stir that around. And we're going to make this a little spicy today. So we're going to add, anybody know what this is in Italian? Peperoncini. When you're in the south of Italy, this is like sacred. So we're going to put a few peperoncini flakes in there as the onion is cooking. And with this, we're going to want some celery. And you need two stalks of celery. We want about 4 cups of tomatoes. We want a half a cup of wine. How you doing there? All right, that's looking good. Now we're going to put in wine. Flavor those onions. Cook that off just a little bit. Let's give that just a little bit more. Now you could use a red, as we are doing here. This is made from Negro Amaro and Malvasia Nera grape in Puglia. If you didn't want to use red wine, you could use a dry white wine. So you cook that off a little bit, and now we add the celery. Put the celery in. Is this starting to look good to you? Put the celery in. And of course, as you go along, you want to season. A good cook always seasons and tastes as they go along. So here is coarse salt, sale marino, a little salt. And when you begin to see the celery cooking down, that's when you can add your rings. Okay. We're not going to put the shrimp in yet. We're going to put them in at the end because if we put them in now, they're going to get too tough. So we put this in, and now we strain out some of the shrimp broth. We're not going to waste anything here. So there's our shrimp broth. About a half a cup would be good. That goes in with the calamaretti, or the calamari at this point. And now we need those tomatoes that we cooked earlier. So for this, I want about 4 cups. Okay. Stir that around. Get it really well mixed. When that calamari is cooked, and you'll know it's cooked by taking out a piece and tasting it. It shouldn't taste like a rubber band. It should be very, very tender. When it is at that point, that's when we're going to add the shrimp, some lemon juice, and some oregano. And the zuppa di calamaretti è pronta.
Looks good.
Finished soup.
And if ours doesn't look like that.